Hey guys, I'm back. It's Japan's turn, round two, and this is what they have. They have $40. And this is what I like to buy with Japan on round two. A lot of people think it's a big waste of money to upgrade your minor industrial complex to a major industrial complex. I don't think so. The reason why is because a minor industrial complex is helpful, yes, but there's only so many units you can place on a minor industrial complex. And if you have a major industrial complex on mainland China, then that just helps you out a bunch, because then you don't have to worry about if your navy's under attack or if your transports will survive or having to spend money on transports. You can just place as many units as you can possibly buy in China. And even if you're not going after China, you're going after Russia, you can send some mechs and tanks, and 2 turns are up there. Or if you're going down here after Great Britain, you got 2 turns and you're down to Great Britain. So it's just kind of a all-around good place. And if America destroys your navy, then you're not stranded. You still have a way of getting troops over into China. Now the thing is we're still at war with China, but we're not at war with Russia or with America or ANZAC or Great Britain, and that's the way we want to keep it. We want to focus on China for as long as possible. So we're gonna do basically, we're just gonna move in, take as many territories as possible, and that's basically it. Yeah. So right here we're gonna do the 2 infantry and artillery into Yunnan, and then we're gonna do all of the planes. All the planes. Alright, so it's a surefire way of winning. Yeah. Now we're going to take all of these units and we're going to move them in here into Queichow. So we're going to take 2 territories over, and we'll have all these units here, and we can send the planes, maybe destroy their stack here in Szechuan, depends on what the deal is, but yeah. So those are our only 2 attack moves this turn, because we don't want to start war with anybody, but we are going to have some non-combative moves. So let me go ahead and grab the dice, and we'll go ahead and get this going. Alright, so Japan has 2 infantry and artillery, so let's go north for that. So we get the 2 hits we needed. China will roll for their 2 infantry, and they got a hit. So Japan will lose an infantry, and China will lose their 2 infantry. And then the other is a walk-in. So we've got Queichow and Yunnan. We cut off the Burma Road. Land all our planes down here. Also, the other reason why I keep my planes down here is because next turn we're going to bring these transports down this turn, and then next turn we'll be able to use those planes and take over all these islands, just in case if ANZAC or Great Britain decides to get a little greedy and take them away from us. So that's basically all we're going to do. Yeah, that's about it. So let's go ahead and do our non-combative moves. And so basically what we're going to do is, I've seen where British units are like, hey, we don't want you to take all these islands and get their money bonus, and so they'll send a destroyer as a blocker here. And then obviously we're going to be starting war, so we're not afraid of destroying it, but then we can't get our transports across over here to Sumatra, and we won't have the naval units to defend it. So what I always suggest is sending probably about half your navy, if not half, a good chunk of your navy that can defend and hold this area without a whole lot of loss, and leave the rest here to protect the transports that are coming down. So let's go ahead and take these transports and move them over here. So we're going to take 4 infantry from Korea and an infantry from Japan, so that's 5 infantry, so that's loaded up. And then we're going to take the 2 artillery and a tank, so that's 3. And so the transports will go 1, and then they're going to pick up this artillery and this mechanized infantry. Sorry, not a mechanized infantry, an infantry. Okay. So now we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry, plus 3 artillery and a tank. So we're completely loaded. And then the other 2 moves is 2 and 3. So we're gonna sit here and see zone 36 for another turn while we get everything prepared. So basically what we're doing here is we got 5 transports, 1 transport for each island: Sumatra, Java, Borneo, Celebes, and the Philippines. All 5 of those islands. The Philippines is going to be a harder task, and so I always send an infantry and a tank just to give a little more edge. And I always make sure there's an aircraft carrier here so I can use the planes as well. And plus it's closer so I can use planes from this territory here as well. Now, Borneo, nobody usually takes Borneo, so that's usually where I send the 2 infantry in, because I always want 2 units defending each island if possible. Usually Anzac or Great Britain will take one of these 3 or all 3 of them, depending on the player. And so I always send in the infantry and artillery down in here, that way my infantry is boosted. And then I always make sure there's an aircraft carrier here, and that there is an aircraft carrier either here or here. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make like a shell here. And since Great Britain doesn't have a transport here that they can go 1, 2, 3 and take Borneo, we're just going to make a shell here and make sure that, well actually, we'll probably just make a shell here, make sure that Anzac can't reach any of these islands, because Great Britain doesn't have a transport, so they can't take Sumatra, so we don't have to put any naval units there. So we're going to break our navy up into 3 spaces, 3 aircraft carriers, split the battleships, cruisers, and destroyers up accordingly. So that's one move. And then the other move, and the reason why I decided not to take this mech is because I'm going to move it down here into Chahar to help bolster up that little army until I can get the tanks over. So we're not going to start war with Russia. We're not going to start war with anybody except for the Chinese. And we're prepared to make our move down here in the Money Islands and get rich quick. And a lot of people are always worried about Japan, like, oh, you've only got 5 infantry and 3 anti-aircraft guns defending Japan. America can come in and take it. Well, the thing is, America's not at war with us yet, and they can't come into war yet, not till the 3rd turn, so we're still safe around. So that gives us a round before that they can attack, that we can place units there, or place naval units, or send in the major air force to protect it, you know, things like that. So you don't have to worry about that too much. Now the only other thing left to do is place our 3 tanks here in Kangxi and upgrade to a major industrial complex. So with that buy we save $2. So Japan makes 30. They have all the original territories. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So they're making 35 plus the $10, so that's 45. Sorry. They start out making 26. 26, concentrate to 9, 30, 31. So 31 plus the 10 for not going to war with America, so that's 41. Plus we save 2, so that's 43. So $43 is what Japan will have on the next turn. And now we have a major industrial complex. We also have tanks to help our infantry out. We have all of our airplanes. And we have our navy positioned to take the Money Islands as quick as possible. And I think that's it. So I will see you guys in the next video.